So I've got an initiative. It's a mental health initiative for kids called 500 Fist Bumps. And I'll try to tell the story as quickly as possible. But when my son was 10, I have two kids, Jack and Elena. When Jack was 10, like many other parents, we tried to get them into all sorts of different sports just because it's socially acceptable, right? In your communities, if you have kids, you're probably wondering, hey, my kid is 5, 6, 7. I think I'll join the YMCA and get him in a swimming class or a soccer team or basketball. It's very socially acceptable to do. And so when Jack was 10, I signed him up for a lacrosse camp. He was excited because he loves all sports. But then he asked me a pretty critical question. He said, hey, Dad, am I going to be the only new kid at this camp? And I said, well, let me check. And I called the director and I said, hey, I got a kid who's never played lacrosse. Is he going to be the only beginner? And the guy assured me there'd be more than a dozen kids out there trying it for the first time. So we drive out there. And I knew within 20 seconds that, man, we were the only new kid there because it had turned into a team camp. So one high school team now was on the field, and my 10-year-old son, who was 4 years younger and a foot shorter.
My.
He looked at me and he knew right away, man, this is not going to be good. So I had to coax him out of the truck. We get out, and my vision of him to this day is him dragging his stick, walking onto the field as if it was the worst day ever. And it could have been the worst day ever, except for one guy.
Okay.
After about 5 minutes, the coach of the day called everybody over. And what he said next made Jack's experience go from bad to great. But what he said next changed my life. So here's what he said. He called everybody together, and there's about 25 kids. And he said, okay, boys, here's how this is going to go. We're going to be together every day for an hour, for the next 5 days. So every time you go through a drill, you make a nice pass, you pick up a ground ball, or you score a goal, you're going to get a fist bump from somebody next to you, for success. He said, but every time you miss that pass, miss the net, or don't pick up a ground ball, you're also going to get a fist bump because, yes, we want to make you a better lacrosse player, but we want to make you a better human being. And the only way to do that is to have each other's back through everything that we do. And that's the only way we'll become a team. It took him 20 seconds to say this. And then he said, hey, how many fist bumps do you think we can get in an hour? And one kid yelled 500. Guy clapped his hands. He goes, okay, let's go. 500 fist bumps in the next hour. Again, took 20 seconds to build a culture and a community where everybody knew what they were supposed to do. So I sit back in my lawn chair. I'm watching Jack go through these drills, getting fist bumps from kids that were 6'6". He's getting fist bumps left and right for the effort. But are you ready? The awesome thing was that now Jack's giving fist bumps back to these guys who are 6'6". He's saying, nice job, nice shot. He's part of the group. And I've been working in cultures and organizations for close to 25 years. I've never seen something work so effectively with such a minimal amount of effort. So that day stuck with me. Now, here's a caveat. We went through the week of camp. Jack loved it. And I watched him play other sports. And I always hoped that magic would happen again from another coach. And it never did. And it hit me, man, oh man, we were lucky to get one guy. My goal in life and my purpose and my why now is that every single person that our kids come in contact with has to be that coach, right? We can't be lucky enough to have one person make an impact. We got to demand that every person make an impact, whether it's in schools or youth sports, etc. So 500 Fist Bumps focuses on building intentionally connection and belonging on youth sports fields, rinks, pools, courts, anything that our kids can play on. And it happens at the organizational level. And so this is what I want to really dive in with you guys today, is not necessarily that we're lucky enough to have a mentor or somebody who makes an impact, but if we become a member of an organization, such as a university where I work, maybe your kid belongs to a youth sport, that we know we can sit back in our lawn chairs and we know our kid is going to be seen, going to feel like they belong, like they're part of the team. And we also know what an impact that has on their mental health. So thank you for giving me, 4 or 5 minutes to talk about what drives me every single day. And we'll get into why this is so important moving forward. So that's my why.